So a big concern we hear from people coming to us is how are we going to get our managers to have more regular conversations and give feedback on an ongoing basis. I think the fear is, it's hard enough to get managers to have a once or twice a year discussion, when we're doing appraisals, so, let alone trying to get them to do it more regularly than that. So I think to understand this point, we need to consider why managers are avoiding appraisals. The thing is with appraisals, they are very time consuming, they're very long, and they're actually quite an onerous process because they typically involve some kind of rating at the end, which everybody hates doing. So no wonder managers try and avoid it. If we're presenting them with an alternative, which is we're saying to managers, what we want you to do instead is sit down with your staff maybe 4 times a year, maybe monthly, it's up to you, and have a really good open and honest discussion about how people are developing. No rating is going to be as part of that discussion. And on top of that, we'd just like you to make an effort to give people some feedback as you go along. Oh, and here's a really simple online tool that will help with that. So you'll be able to do it in seconds from your phone, and it will remind you if you're not doing that. In our experience, when it's presented to them in that way, it's generally very positively received. The key to getting this right, and one of the mistakes I have seen some organisations make, is that they've tried to introduce the more regular conversations and the real-time feedback, but they've kept the interim and year-end review as well. And now that is a hard sell to managers, because managers will say, look, I don't have time to do all of this, and I'm going to, to do the appraisal as well. It's a lot for them to do. So I think you have to be clear to them that you're going to take the bureaucratic, time-consuming bit away and replace it with something that's much more natural for them to do. That's how you get the buy-in, and that's how you'll get your managers to have those more engaging, meaningful conversations. An important point to make about this is that behaviours do take time to change. Things don't change overnight. So when you're launching a new performance management process, you need to have a really good communication plan, and that shouldn't just be one big bang hit. You need to sustain that communication over the first few months of the change, and that's the same with any change management, and that's the reason for customers who come to us, we actually provide them with an off-the-shelf 12-month communication plan that they can use. But if you get that communication right, you can achieve amazing things. So to have an example, one of our customers, Clydesdale and Yorkshire Bank, after 10 weeks of really great communication, they had 50,000 objectives set, over 10,000 bits of feedback given in just that short period of time. So you really can get success with adoption quite quickly if you do support it with really good training and really good communication. What I would say, I think there's a lot of pressure on, can I get that adoption, quickly? And every organisation is different. You don't have to get there overnight. We have to unlearn some behaviours in other organisations. If you've been doing the same thing for 20 years, it's going to take longer to undo those behaviours and create new ones. So I think it's interesting to raise the point that the HR director of Adobe made when they made that transition from appraisals to check-ins. She famously said, this is a journey, it's not a destination. So, we don't have to expect to get there overnight.